silly when she comes back. I've told a handful of people what I'm about to tell you. Actually, that reminds me, I'm going to tell you a story. A couple of months ago, I was feeling like I needed to atone. Show spirit that I was ready and to really be of service and in the light. And so I decided I wanted to go to a nice church. So I looked up all the old churches of Perth, and I decided that I think it's St. George's Cathedral, beautiful church. It's the most beautiful church we probably have in West Australia. So I walk in and there's no one else in there. And it was amazing. And I just walked straight down the middle towards the front. I went around, I had a look at the different stained glass windows and different prayers, and then I went and sat down and I got on my knees, which I normally always had a lot of resistance. I was like, I'm not getting on my knees, I'm not below God, I'm not, doing that. But this time I wholehearted humbled myself, got on my knees, I put my hands in the prayer, and I started to pray, and just trying to tune in to my spirit. Suddenly I heard this voice say, "Excuse me," and I looked up, and there's an old man who turns out he's 80 years old. He's there with his little wheelie thing, and he is like, "Do you know if there's any history books in here?" And I'm just looking at him in awe, because I'm like, okay, this is not a coincidence. I'm literally praying properly for the first time, telling Spirit, I want to be in service, and I want to discover more truth around Queen Anne and why it relates to me. And then I've got this old 80-year-old man interrupting me, which is and my first thought was hey, you can't just interrupt someone when they're praying. But then I thought, no, this is meant to be. He said, well, no, I've never been here before, I don't know. It's and he started to tell me that he was trying to find out more information about his ancestry, and he'd found out that his grandfather had come over from, I think maybe he was English, but he had been sent to keep an eye on the Irish. Starts showing me all these artwork that he's got, because he's an architect. So he's showing me all these designs. He designs buildings. He's showing me all these things, and then he goes out of nowhere. He goes. You can trace. He goes, I know that you can trace my family back to Henry VIII. And I'm like, no shit, like as in the times of Henry VIII or actually Henry VIII. He says, no, I am a descendant of Henry VIII. I mean, life is so ironic, right? These coincidences, like with our limited human mind, is like, this is crazy. Like, how does this happen? This is wild, you know. But actually, the truth is that it's nothing to spirit. Like, spirit creates worlds. Look at nature. Look at the stars. Look at the galaxies. Like, that's what spirit made. And we think it's like amazing. It can make these like little synchronistic moments. It's time we remember how amazing spirit is and allow ourselves to experience the awe and the wonder that just happens when you pay attention to spirit, when you care about spirit, when you ask questions and seek truth. You will experience miracles. You just accept that God is amazing, so wise, so playful, so cheeky, so poetic, so humorous. I think this is my ride. What? Hello, magpie.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna pick.
this actually feels really good. Finally. And would you be able to go back?
Anyway, I have something serious to talk about. Turns out that he could in fact be ding dong, the
is dead, the wicked witch of the UK's dead.
Like one of the many rainbows that illuminated the sky curiously yesterday across an epoch. She defines an epoch. Whether or not you agree with royalty, whether or not you agree with privilege and the kind of power that you have to accept that Elizabeth II represents, she's an extremely wealthy person. This is deep, deep, deep in British culture. It is British culture. You take that away, you've got to redefine what Britain is. And it could only be a person that transcended individual identity that would be able to carry that kind of weight. And now the reality is that the Queen, as all human beings must, has died. And she leaves us with a lot of questions. If you have a figure that represents ultimately our shared connection with one another and with God, and that figure dies at a time when we are confused and fractured as a culture, when we are generally speaking fearful and doubtful, at a time when people are analysing power very deeply and analysing identity in a way that's never been done before, as far as I know, then certain questions will eventually have to be asked. Is it even possible now to have a nation like Great Britain or a nation like the United States of America? How does it benefit ordinary people? Can the case still be made that having one centralised authority benefits people at large? Perhaps what this suggests most deeply is we are entering into a time of real reflection and real change. The only constancy is change. It is a deep truth and unavoidable, indefatigable reality of all our lives that our form and our lives here is temporal and temporary. And to pretend that it isn't, I believe, leads to materialism, elitism, concentration of power. I believe we have to access deep spirit. And what I mean by that is what we feel we are beyond what we have, what ability we have to control others, what ability we have to control ourselves. But we find in ourselves a relationship with kindness and compassion and duty, and that we have a spirit of discernment, integrity, and inquiry in the way that we approach life. Some people don't feel included in those systems. And what are we going to do now? What are we going to do now? It's pretty clear that an era is over, that the old narrative has died along with Queen Elizabeth II. And whatever new story we're about to tell one another about who we are and where we're going, it's unlikely that it will be epitomised by the figure of King Charles III.
Hi-ho, the Mario. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I can barely stand it. This morning I was telling my house friend, I'm like, you know, it's going to be 6 o'clock in the UK and it's 9th and 9th in Australia. Wonder what's going to happen today. I'm so excited.
It's quite a complex story.
I'm a little bit. Just fed this bit. She still left us. That's that. Yeah, that'll do. I will numb it. Thank you.
We just started putting this on our skin. It feels so good.
What are you gonna do with your video afterwards?
You know what?
The video.
Oh, I've just been like doing diary things. And like, I don't know, I'm just gonna like see how they fit in. Like, this
A really funny picture. This is me and Holly. Do you remember Holly? But wait, it gets better.
I love it. Oh!
In my knife.
I just felt like something chirpy. You know?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, just a little general chirp, you know.
A chirp.
Would you like some more watermelon, Santiago?
You scare me with a knife like that, eh?
Sorry. Explain it. They've got a sandwich bench over here. They're talking and they'll have a knife in their hand. But behind them, there's only this much space. And poor move.
Oh my God, I just loved your impression of everyone in the morning. Like, what would you say? Like, please feed me, I'm hungry. It's cold. Like, what is he?
I don't know what I said.
Oh God. So true though. Everyone's like feeling vulnerable, so they want like bread, you know, just to like block those emotions. It's like going to the bakery like a fucking wreck. Like I go to the bakery when I'm upset. Like if things are bad, I'm straight to the bakery. Do you know what I mean?
Minions, and I can't understand the word they're telling me, and I ask them what, and they don't even try and make it clearer, and I'm just like, yeah, okay.
How long have I been recording? 7 minutes. Fucking hell, feels like an hour. Weird, such a weird thing to do, but sometimes you gotta just push through those fears. Like the way Charlie does it, like such a ball. Inspiring. The way you just don't give a fuck.
I got it from my mum.
I'd love to meet your mum. And I believe that my story is meant to be shared, not just for my own peace and therapy, but because I think that there is codes and within this story that will activate and inspire so many other people. Important that we understand where we've come from, how we got to where we are now, so that we can not repeat the same mistakes and be more conscious of the world that we are creating in the future. You know, so our history is so important and so corrupted. There's so much hidden from us, so much twisted, and but luckily the truth is the truth and will always reveal itself in the end, and nothing can stop the truth from rising when it's ready to rise. And this truth is ready to pop. And I'm excited and terrified, maybe not terrified, I'm scared of what is going to happen, because my life may never be the same again, which I'm fine with because I'm ready for a change. My life has been challenging, and but I'm also very blessed and very privileged. I am privileged that I can share this story, and so I share this for myself and for all the other people out there that cannot share their truth, and for all the people that are still curious about the theme that I'm about to discuss, who wonder still, you know, what really happened and why this and why that and who was she and who was he. I must admit, I do wonder if the fact that I'm here and I exist and I've experienced all these things and I am now compelled to share this is almost a creation that is the result of hundreds of years of curiosity and speculation and discussion and, you know, eagerness for the truth, and it's willed all this out. So I think it's like ask and you will receive. I believe that. So you've asked and now you're going to receive the truth. Can you handle the truth though? That's a whole other story, as you'll very soon find out. This is a fucking tragedy with a silver lining, yes, but it's a fucking tragedy, okay? And I'm still dealing with trauma from this lifetime that I'm about to share with you. Like, I'm literally untying the karmic knots and trying to release these very toxic beliefs that are active in my vibration because of a serious trauma from the past. Like, this isn't fun. This is heavy and challenging, and so I wouldn't wish this upon anybody, to be honest. So if you're a troll, remember, I don't care at all what you think. I have a zero troll tolerance policy, okay? If you're being a cunt, you get blocked. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna waste my precious time and energy trying to get you to see something the way that I see it, okay? So if you're confused or triggered by what I'm saying and you have questions because you're curious, great. I love questions. I love curiosity. I'm happy to answer your questions. Clearly I have a chip on my shoulder right now. I feel like there's going to be this whole mixed reactions, and that's fine. That's life. It doesn't matter what you do or say. Someone's always going to fucking hate you for it and criticize you for it, and I accept that. Because the fool believes himself to be wise, and the wise man knows he's a fool. And so we should always have like 5% of just being open, like maybe I'm wrong, there's something I don't know. Like, really not easy to discern truth. Well, at least if you are coming from the mind, you know, which of course you're coming from the mind. Of course we're in the mind, it's natural, you know, there's nothing wrong with the mind, but there are some things that if you really want to understand the truth of it, you've got to go to the heart. Run, Ethan! Oh my god. Holy shit. Wow.
I can speak now. You're fucking right.
Oh, I'm okay. I'm more like, yeah. He's just doing like a big roll.
Well, hello everybody. We've got our first exclusive interview with a man that has been inside the naval communication device in Exmouth. And he's got quite a story to share.
It's meant to be for communicating with submarines, which I believe it probably can do. It was built in the 50s and 60s, and it reaches halfway around the world. And it's shut down at the moment for maintenance, and I'm a part of the maintenance crew working inside the centre of it, which is called the helix room. And that is where they generate a lot of high frequencies and send out signals which penetrate the ocean and communicate with the submarines. There's receivers and senders, I had no idea what this place was, and when I came up here I realised that it was a bit strange what was happening.
I love it, Charlie's got It's a casual interview, guys. This is not professional at all.
And so, like, immediately I kept hearing a lot of things about conspiracy theories of what this place was, and you know, like the different stories that there's a tunnel underneath the ocean heading towards the base that submarines come and refuel in. That this facility is a HARP facility.
A tunnel underneath.
Like from the edge of the ocean under the ground to the bottom of the base.
Charlie, we've just interrupted this broadcast to bring you. Charlie, basically, he's been inside the fucking.
Oh, up the towers.
Yeah. He's been in like the core. He knows exactly what's going on. I'm like, I can't believe I found someone to come and tell me. So I was like, may as well just film it, you know. So our lives are going to be in danger now. So
yeah,
just kidding. Here, let me give you a hug.
The facility is a HARP facility, which is weather control by frequency. And the other is that there's been a lot of UFO spottings and ET sightings around here. The other one is that just there's a couple of people in town who believe this stuff and see this stuff, and like that there's ripple effects through the clouds from all the frequencies when they are operating. That people are getting radiation affected, like skin rashes. Like there's pictures of rabbits losing heaps of fur. There's dead birds everywhere, especially on site. There's there's dead birds and birds dying and like blind, like they can't see. And I'm no expert. Like this is what I'm seeing and hearing.
I have heard someone saying that a lot of people in Exmouth are getting cancer. Like it's a higher cancer rate here.
Yeah. And so the other thing in conjunction with weather control from the frequencies is also mind control. And I don't think it's exactly the way of like, okay, we're going to command people to do certain things through their mind, but in a way of like dumbing down people or changing their sensories enough that they make different choices or thought patterns rather than what a normal person would be like. Sort of like, you know, if you had a machine to make people not very conscious and be a bit more subservient and like follow the narrative and, you know, be more controlled or control, like, ability to be controlled.
Like lowering their frequency, basically.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's like if you're at a lower frequency, you're going to naturally think a lower quality thoughts.
Yeah. And we are frequency, right? And so if you can control the frequency inside a human, it's basically like a giant microwave, literally. Inside of this thing, that you can't have any metal in there, right? Like because it is a microwave, it'll just cook and explode. They've got demonstrations of pieces of metal that have been left in there and they've just melted through things because it just gets so. For them, they need to be able to communicate with their submarines again, especially because they've got threats of Chinese subs being spotted through here recently. The Americans are really not that happy or keen of having it offline at the moment. They're relying on another one on the other side of the world to pick up the slack, from what I know, which is, you know, only bits and pieces.
Interesting.
But yeah, so like I can go into what's happened there for me, and like maybe after this I can share you a bit more. Huge megalith structure which is run with a lot of high frequency cables, and it's basically like a giant satellite dish, right? I think the main tower in the middle is 400 something meters tall, and I don't know what the span is, but I'm guessing like a kilometer wide. No, easy, probably more than a kilometer and a half wide. So that's a huge dish that's able to pump out well, they call it VLF, very low frequencies, which is but at high power, you know, like this thing is pumping out. It's able to reach halfway around the world. That's how powerful it is. So when we finally got inside to do some work on this thing, all of us are like, what the fuck is this place? It's like inside the Helix room, it's like a cross between a Frankenstein lab, literally, and major Tesla tech. Like, you know, a lot of conducting electrical components made out of copper and different like ceramic conductors. It's all the ability to conduct energy through, I don't know, magnifier. I don't actually know, but it's crazy stuff. I've never seen anything like it before, and I don't think many people have, for good reason.
Speaking of that, I mean, I'm surprised that they would just let you guys in there.
Well, work needs to be done. You know, they need to change out certain components and check things, and otherwise it won't operate. So majority of the crew that I was working with were all woke enough to see what actually is going on here.
When you mean woke, you mean awake, don't you?
Awake, yeah.
Awake, yeah.
So, yeah, it's really interesting. And I think it was divine that I ended up working with all these people who out of, like, majority of the locals that I've met here, awesome people, but totally don't believe in anything outside of what it actually is.
They've been here too long, they've had their wires scrambled, maybe.
That's what I think, but, you know,
Yeah.
that's just my opinion, and it could be an effect of what the frequencies are doing to people's brains here. Like, well, not brains, but people's intuition and and spirit. I quickly realized that this isn't normal, and I started questioning for myself on a spiritual level, what am I here for? You know, why have I been put in this place? For what reason? And so, and I don't, you know, this we're going into the more woo-woo now.
Love it.
I was on the top of it, we were building some scaffold on the top, and I looked up and I asked, what am I meant to be doing here? And I started getting tingling in my feet, and the message came through is, don't be asking for the message above, you've got to ask the message from below. So I knew that I had to go take my shoes off and ground on the earth there on the facility. I'm like, you know, speaking to my guides of like, where I had to go and ground is beyond this barrier of like, you know, you're not meant to go there. So I had to do it in like a time that no one is around, and I had to, you know, it was quite weird for me to like walk out in this work area, go past these barriers that you're not meant to go to, take off my shoes and socks, and go and stand out in the middle of this field and ground in. And what was interesting for me is immediately I felt grounded into the earth, and my energy got kind of channeled or sucked down really quickly. Like I felt gravity and focus going right down into the earth really quickly. And as soon as I closed my eyes, immediately again I got visions. And the first vision was there's machines under the ground, like mechanical stuff. I don't know exactly what they are, but there's machines and moving parts underneath the ground. And then the second image was ET face, and it wasn't like, it was sort of like what you sort of see on, you know, TV or like movies and stuff like that, a little bit different. And then the third thing I was shown was that they're growing things under there, and they looked like, you know, the Japanese style enoki mushrooms.
Yeah, I used heaps of them in my curry last night.
Yeah, they look like, oh, okay, yeah, cool.
The like the little, well,
the stringy.
Oh, the really stringy ones. Oh, yeah.
But they weren't mushrooms. What were growing down there weren't mushrooms. They were they were live forms of something growing under there. Now so they've got the three visions. The vision stopped, and then my energy got sucked down even more, and I was like, oh, okay, this doesn't feel good. So I cut off the connection and walked away. Like, okay, I don't know if I was like scared or like, you know, intuition was right, like, you know, get out of there now. So I left there, and then a few days later decided to do the same thing on the other side of the building, and I got nothing, strong connection with the earth, no images, just, you know, the normal, like, amazing breeze and feeling the earth, and that was it.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, that's strange. And later, again, I decided to go for a run on the beach, and the boys were going for a surf to this spot out near the lighthouse at Dunes. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to go for a run while they surf, but I'll bring my crystals. So before I came up to work, my boss asked me to bring this tool, which was pretty big. He said, can you fit it in your bag? I said, if I get out my big bag out of storage, I can fit it in. So I went to the storage, got the big bag out, and as I opened it up, there was a crystal inside there, and it was from Peru, which is this, and this crystal was on a necklace, and it was a healing crystal. It was the first crystal that I got when I was in Peru. And it's the serpentine, which is like the serpent snake energy. I knew that obviously this crystal was meant to come with me up here. So when I went for a run on the beach, when the boys went for a surf, I bring these crystals and I was running with them, and I saw these amazing shells that I knew I wanted to take, and I was told I can only take 4. This is getting a little bit strange, but I have to tell this. I was like, okay, I really want more, but I've been told I can only take 4, and I have to do an exchange with it. And I had this, which is $300 or $400. I'm like, no way, I'm not going to do an exchange with that. I had my rainbow fluorite, which, like, I've been doing so many things with that. No, I was like, okay, well, this special crystal from Peru, I feel like was meant to come and be the exchange. So when I sat on the beach and did a meditation, I set my intentions of what I'm here to do and asked for more. And as the trade, I did a cleanse in the water and was speaking into what's happening here at the facility and what my purpose is, right? So that was a part of the exchange. And I went to go leave the crystal at the beach at that point. But I was told, no, you have to go back to where you got the vision, and in that area which you're not meant to go to, and you're meant to put it there. So the next day I did that, and when I put it in the area that I saw the visions, I looked up and I realized from the center point of that helix room to where I saw the lighthouse, and I was on that path, like, right, kind of like a, you know, like if there was anything under the ground and there was a tunnel form, it was almost seemed like that was pointing towards the entry of it. And that's where I found these beautiful shells, which I was told to do the exchange and do the ceremony at the, you know, I don't know, but maybe is the direction of the entry of the tunnel. And so people say conspiracies about there's a tunnel under there and that's where the submarines refuel. But, you know, to me, let's say, for example, hypothetically, if there were a lot of UFO activities around here and there was something underground involving ETs, where would they fly in and out of? You wouldn't just fly in and out of like an opening in the center of the town, would you? You know, like people would see, yada yada yada. Like, wouldn't you be out in the middle of the ocean where there's no one there, come in under the ocean and then into under the land? Is that sort of, I don't know, that's hypothetically how I think.
So you did a ceremony there with the crystals and the shells.
Yeah.
What was this? May I ask what the ceremony was?
Well, the ceremony was more or less blessing the Peruvian crystal to be able to activate as like a beacon of light in a place which may need its frequency raised, right? If what's happening here, no matter what, even if everything that I'm saying is not true, this place has very low frequencies. That's what the thing is called, VLF, very low frequency. This thing is pumping out things that are not great for human life, for natural life, and for the fucking planet, really. Like, ultimately, the frequencies that are coming out of here are low frequencies.
Yeah.
And so, you know, myself, as I've learned in my discovery of who I am in this lifetime, I'm discovering that my job, a part of my job in this life is a light warrior.
Yeah, raise the frequency.
And I don't always know what I'm meant to do, but these messages have come through. Okay, you're meant to go here, take your shoes off, you're meant to see this, see that, you're meant to, like, you know, synchronicities of going to the beach with the boys for the surf and realize, you know,
for sure,
everything, even me getting here with the amount of jobs that got cancelled and then this came up last minute, all of it has been aligned for me. And, you know, I could be so in tune or batshit crazy that I really do feel like I'm here for a purpose.
For sure.
And so that crystal I encoded with that purpose. So now that crystal is there holding the frequency for change in this world, right? Or change in this area, and I'm getting lit up, absolutely lit up.
I'm resonating.
Just look at
whoa.
Yeah. Should have probably put this in earlier, but I've been watching Gaia TV, and I finished an episode while I was up here last time, and I decided to type in HARP facility. And nothing came up on HARP specifically, but the first thing that came up was chemtrails. And there's a documentary about this scientist who is trying to expose, and it's really common knowledge actually. What he's trying to expose is actually really easy to find. Knowledge on information on chemtrails, so chemicals that alter the weather, and technology like HARP facilities with frequencies that alter the weather and also control minds, control frequencies, right? So 3 minutes into this video that I'm watching, a documentary, they start talking about Raytheon, and Raytheon is the main contractor out here who run this place, and they are a US military specialists, like engineering and weapons manufacturers and chemical manufacturers. They are the biggest known military weather control company in the world, and this place is built by Continental Electrics, and they're similar, huge into weapons. And so when I decided to watch this thing, 3 minutes into the documentary, 8 minutes into the documentary, harping on, pun not intended, about Raytheon being mass evil company of, you know, weather control weapons, and so they have, and it's patent patents, right? Once they're made, they're available to the public to see, and they'll do their job as much as they can for them not to be seen. But they have 100 patent patents on weather control technology and weather control chemicals. This is for public knowledge. You can look it up. Raytheon, weather control technology and weather control chemicals. And I'm like, holy fuck! I'm like working for this company right now. So everything was chiming in as absolute truth. What the actual fuck? And people around here are getting affected, and I feel like there's a lot of people who are light workers, yourself and I and a friend of mine who I know, have been sent up here to raise the frequency up here a bit, or do whatever we can somehow, or gain knowledge. And
I mean, I feel like it's to bring awareness to what is happening and just start the conversation rather than just shutting it down immediately and calling people crazy and immediately saying that it's a conspiracy, because the height of ignorance is condemnation without investigation. And so, you know, there's a lot we don't know. Let's just be curious and ask questions and just have a look. And like he's saying, you know, there's a lot of, it's just public knowledge, what they do. But I've actually seen with my own eyes when I was up, I think it was Charles Knife Canyon. And I know I was not on drugs, okay? I saw in the sky, it was like white lines in a Fibonacci spiral. And they were like, they looked like maybe half a kilometre long.
Wow.
And they were just, you know, I mean, if it's like a couple of inches if you're looking up, you know, and just little Fibonacci out in a spiral, and then the one at the furthest end of the spiral was like forming into like something.
So what does that say to you? Is that saying to you that this is occurring unnaturally?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was the most unnatural thing I'd ever seen in the sky. And more, you know, I mean, yeah, we've all seen.
You wouldn't see it anywhere else, right?
Yeah, to me, it just seemed like cloud seeding of some sort. And I guess, yeah, not surprised it was in a spiral, because if you look at this naval communication device that 2 is telling us about on Google Maps, you know, you can clearly see it's in geometric. And, you know, I don't know, it just like gets to me that people, they don't seem to care, or they don't seem to think that it affects them, but of course it affects all of us and the animal kingdom that we need to take care of.
You only know what you know, right? So none of this is being told to us through mainstream media, news, articles, and in fact there's a lot of effort to do the opposite, to hide those patent patterns, to hide the information, and anyone speaking about it, to hide them. So, you know, we only know what we know, and the people here only know what they know. So are they going to believe someone who said they've had some spiritual visions, done some work with some crystals, and
Probably.
you know, watch some Gaia TV stuff?
You lost them with the crystals.
Yeah. So, but you know, like I really appreciate being able to have these conversations between. Like I feel like there are a lot more people starting to be aware of what is actually happening. The veil is falling, and there's so many fishy things happening around the world, and there's so much distrust now in what's being said in the news. But also, you know, the cracks are opening, and people are starting to question things, and the information is out there, and you can see how much of an effort, it's black and white, of that they're actually trying to cover up the information. It's not just about this, it's about all of the controlling things that they're doing in the world to keep us
low frequency,
keep us low frequency, keep us a part of the system, keep us sick, and you know,
and malnourished, by the way, which is why they're pushing veganism. I know that's like a controversial thing to say, but as someone that was vegan and vegetarian most of my life, if you don't have a fully operational brain, you know, then it's hard to think. And I don't know, are you vegan?
No, I'm not a vegan, but I fully support veganism as long as you're getting the right amount of nutrients. So there's like, so WA here, right? We're WA. This is WA, everybody. It's full of sand.
Shouldn't have said this. God damn it.
Well, the thing is, right, the nutrient value in the soils here is pretty poor, and you know, we are striving in our bodies to get as much nutrients as we can. And what do we do when we don't have much nutrients? We want to eat more. And if you test your food, I can't remember the tool to test it, but there's a certain amount of measurements inside of the food to test how much nutrients is in it. It's 50 times less what it was 50 years ago. And so you imagine what that's doing for our brain operation, our ability to think and thrive. It's by design, mass farming.
They want you ignorant and controllable. They don't want you to remember how powerful you are and connect with your spirit and be guided by a spirit. But they can't stop it. They can't stop the truth.
You can't stop the truth. And, you know, we're two people having a conversation now, and there's probably people watching this.
That's why they haven't disclosed a lot of these things. It's because they know that a lot of these things people would just be having full mental breakdowns, killing themselves.
Yeah, killing each other.
It would be so chaotic. So they want to spoon feed us the red pill, microdose on the red pill, just so that we don't destroy the equilibrium.
For sure, but I'm impatient and I want everyone to have the fucking red pill right now. But I think patience is a good thing for this.
I keep people keep telling me this week, actually. Libby, patience is a virtue, so...
It's a weakness of mine.
But yeah, well, we've all got our weaknesses and our... Well, not weaknesses, we've all got our challenges, our opportunities for growth.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, so yeah, is there any other things you want to share about what you've seen? I mean, apart from growing weird alien mushroom-like structures and...
Machines.
I think you've pretty much covered it, man.
Yeah, I think there's still a pretty big question mark there.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe some people can fill in the gaps of that question mark.
That's right.
I've only been shown so much, and I'm getting nothing more at the moment, and that's fine. And I'm not a direct channel with some sort of deity out there that's like, you got to do this, this, and this. It sort of drops in every now and then.
Yeah,
and
that's right. We're just human beings, and we're just doing the best we can to put the pieces of the puzzle together to figure out what the hell is going on here. Yeah. Especially in Exmouth, where, to be honest, the hills, the desert ranges of this place remind me of Dr. Evil's secret desert lair. It's so sus out here, and all these poles, you can just tell that something is not quite right. And I feel like if I had to guess, you know, what they're doing here with their HARP system, it's just affecting all of Australia, if not way more countries. And you know, however, you know, I don't know, I think if you are aware of what's happening and you do the work to align yourself to spirit, then you are the one in control of your frequency.
And align yourself to the truth.
The truth will set you free.
The truth is there.
The truth is out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm proud of us. You know, we were just gonna have that chat, you know, in private. Then I realized this could be like gold that one day just, you know, adds the missing link into an amazing puzzle, and you know, just helps all of humanity and all the birds, all the poor birds. That's so sad. So wake the fuck up, people. Because the birds need you, okay? God damn it. I've been driving for like 4 hours and I'm still like 6 hours away. But I've taken all my vitamins and minerals and I feel pretty good considering. My intention was to get healthy, which means get the fuck outside, get some sunlight, get some ocean, get some exercise, and start making videos. And I've definitely achieved the video part and the tan. So I've got a lot of sunlight, and I did swim quite a bit, not every day, but I got pretty healthy. I spent the first like 5 weeks getting really healthy, and then the last few weeks trying to destroy myself again, trashing myself with things like a lot of chocolate and Oreos. I ate a packet of double cream Oreos. I'm pretty sure that is the most diabolical cookie ever invented. That is why self-care is my religion. Anne Boleyn was a handful. She was your best soul group. You just take turns being each other's parents, siblings, lovers, cutting each other's heads off, you know. He's exactly the same. We all are. I mean, your core essence, your personality, your energy, you know, like who you are, that stays the same in all your lives. So it's just that certain lifetimes and certain conditions, environments will bring out certain things within you, but your essence and personality is always the same. I just realized why it gets so serious when I press the record button, because that's when the music stops and the party finishes. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I actually grew up with the Spice Girls, if you know what I mean. Like when I was about 8 years old, that's when the Spice Girls came out, and I bought their CD, and I really liked it. I did, you know. I really liked all the Spice Girls, and they had quite an influence on me, really. It was my first CD, you know. And I think my favourite was the Ginger Spice, because she's extra spicy, that one, and I like that, you know. But I also liked Posh. Sometimes I like to talk like I'm from the South, you know, like from Alabama, you know. It's real relaxing, you know. I just feel way calmer. I really like talking like I'm from the South of this, you know, the US of A. Although I don't know how united the states are, to be honest. I think they're the ununited states of America. They are the divided states of America. Meanwhile, over here in the land of Oz, everybody's still asleep. It's like that movie, The Wizard of Oz. I mean, it's like we are all asleep in the fields of the land down under, where we are down under a spell, a dreamlike state. People walk around in a trance in the land of Oz. Meanwhile, I'm leaving Australia. I'm done with this sleepy, ancient Lemurian desert of doom. Might seem negative, but I've been driving for like 12 hours and I still haven't seen anything, you know. So, I'm not going to say anything bad about the government, because I don't want to go to one of their well camps where they're going to reprogram my mind to like the government.
Well, well, well. Someone comfortable? Baby.
Humanity was under guardianship of the Vatican, and we're going into a new architecture called the Age of Aquarius, where humanity is, guess what? Self-governing. We do not need that. That is a joke.
It might be a flu virus. It may not even be that. It's still unclear.
Yes.
Okay, I'll catch up with you.
beginning. So it should be in the end. Give thanks and praise to the Lord and feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Let's get together.
So just went to freedom protest outside the parliament. All the legends were here as always. And you got all the cops.
local news on 98.5.
Some stories may not be
the
suitable
news.
for middle ears.
Good afternoon, I'm Courtney from
Lies, all of it,
4
lies.
Australian women repay.
Are you angry with me? Oh, darling. Okay, I'll stop. I was just patting you before and you were loving it. What did baby do?
Okay, that's what that is, but it's not a belief system. There is, what we see a lot in the old way of spirituality, pre-anthroposophy, is occult science. It's not something to be believed in blindly, and anybody who teaches it will not do that. I am not closer to God.
It's my tea, darling. My tea.
Nobody is.
No, that's
Where
my
we
tea,
are in the
darling.
next phase.
Hey, buddy, we're going up the secret steps. Just bring back memories.
There is the depression that you get from eating shit food and not getting any exercise and abusing yourself with drugs. And then there's the depression of regretting your entire life. And that is a hard one to get over. Forgiving yourself for wasting your life, for not making the most of it, for not treasuring it, for trashing it. Such a privileged thing to say, isn't it? Here we are in the West and we don't even have real problems, do we? But why are we so depressed? Why are we so depressed in the West? When we're so lucky.
This Sunday afternoon with Alice King on ABC Classic.
I've been everywhere now. I've been everywhere. I've been everywhere now. I've been everywhere. Oh, it's you. The little blue bird. I don't know what its name. I think it's a blue wren. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jurassic Park. Oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, hello, little Fred. Shall we sing a little song?
How about Sleeping Beauty? I wonder if my heart keeps singing. Will my song go ringing? You like my flower? I picked it illegally. That's right. Because I asked Mother Nature and she said, yes, my darling, you may take my beautiful flower. May it remind you of your own flower that needs constant replenishment. 'Tis playing with me, I believe. It keeps showing itself and then teasingly disappearing. How exciting! 2018 was the year that I went into hiding. Like, proper isolation. That was 4 years ago. And I wanted to transform myself from the inside out, and sometimes I think maybe you are exactly the fucking same as you were 10 years ago, mate. But then in other ways I have definitely grown and expanded, so but the greatest thing that I got from all that time alone was a connection to my spirit, to God, to the God self, my God self, my spirit. And I don't know about you, but personally, I didn't reach out to my spirit until I was at rock bottom, until I was completely alone and fucked and desperate. That's when I went, alright, spirit, where are you? And so that's why getting bitch slapped around by the universe and being, finding yourself in a dark hole of despair and, those dark places are so beautiful because that's where you find the light within. If you are a warrior, if you persevere and you don't give up. However, I would never judge someone who does give up, because you shouldn't judge anybody. You don't know what they've been through. You cannot judge someone until you've walked in their shoes. I've finally gotten out of the desert on another note. I literally just turned the corner and no more desert. Now I see just a barren farmland. I miss England. I miss France. I miss Europe. I miss Europe so much. It's the homeland, bro. What am I doing out here in the middle of nowhere? God damn it. I really, I try to consider all options and not act completely impulsively, which I have grown to do. And just really make sure that I know what is driving me and why and what I really want. Am I going there, etc., etc. So I have considered the option that I will stay in Western Australia, that I will run my business here, and it will just suddenly be all that I've hoped that it would be over these years. But honestly, for the most part, I think I'm done with Australia, for now at least. Look at that tail. Hey, who is my tiger in a past life? Hey, were you my tiger? Were you protecting me? You probably ate me, right? Did you eat me when you were a tiger? Are you angry because you're a small cat now?
That's alright. Go about your business. Continue protecting me in the astral realm. I find you amusing, eh? Your Royal Highness. Eh? Laying about on these fluffy rugs all day. It must be tiring. How about a crystal? Eh? What's a crystal? Let's make peace with the crystal. Eh? You like the crystal? Aww. Oh. Geisha, how about a pyramid, Geisha? Geisha, how about a pyramid? Let's make peace. I mean, no EMF gonna mess with you. You know what I mean? Look at that. Look at that. Geisha is EMF free, mate. This is gorgeous. I love it. So beautiful. Sweet little camping spot. Australian dream is to become a fat, lazy, ungrateful, spoiled slob. Like, I just want to live in the forest with the tribe, in a teepee, with an outdoor shower and an outdoor little bath. I'll just use the river, fuck it, I'll just use the river and just grow my own food, plant some fucking flowers, and just dance around jamming all day, you know, making love all day. Go, you know, the men go hunt some shit, bring it back. We women, we're just there looking beautiful, talking about our feelings. We put some spice on that meat for you, fry that up real nice. You know, that's what we're meant to be doing. We're not meant to like spend our whole life working so that we can live in a big box, a big empty soulless box that is on shit land with shit vibrations that you resent because it means you're stuck forever paying it off, and so you just tap out every night watching the endless array of mindless entertainment on Netflix and eating absolute garbage, and that you think you are the pinnacle of freedom and privilege. Mate, you are a fat and ignorant slave who's paying for your own jail house. I get the need for a home, I get it, and there's nothing like a home, do you know what I mean? But how many houses are homes? Not many. Most of them is just it's a un-feng shuied pile of crap, basically. But a home, that's a house with soul, with good
feng shui, you know, and that is a beautiful thing, mate. So if you got a house, make it a fucking home, or get out. Alright, mate. It's a Freemason lodge. Fuck you guys. I mean, maybe not 32 degree Masons and under there, alright, but 30 degree, they can go to hell, and they will, mate. Because everybody gets what they deserve. You can't escape karma. You can't escape karma. We're coming for you. We're coming for you. You better run. You better run. I need to shut the fuck up. My throat is so sore. I've been talking shit for like almost an hour. So, actually, I didn't talk shit. I spoke incredible wisdom, and I shared a great story. It's a great story. You walk down a supermarket aisle, you don't even know how to tell the difference between actual food and poison. You don't know. You're filling your shopping cart with poison, which you think is food. Could it get any more low than that? Could you? It's fucking embarrassing what the human race has become. Like literally walking down the aisles, obese, so fucking fat you can barely walk, putting poison in your trolley so you can just get back home on the couch and continue eating while you watch programming on television and you watch other people living their life and fake stories of people living fake lives because you don't have one and you've given up on having one, and that's very, very sad, and my heart goes out to all the people that feel that way. I have been in similar situations, so I'm feeling a lot of pain right now, actually, for all the people out there in that space. It's you know, I can be compassionate to that, but at the same time, fucking hell, mate. Like, what's happened to us as a society? We've lost our survival skills, our social skills. What are we good for if we can't survive and communicate with each other and work together with each other? I mean, no wonder the elites want to depopulate. They're looking at us going, fuck, like it's like a science experiment gone wrong. So okay, we wanted the masses smart enough to pay their bills, but dumb enough to not ask questions. And then we've just become so much more dumb, I think, than they ever thought. Maybe that they're like, fuck, abort. Like, we gotta cull this situation. Like, I just drove past a guy with I just saw his full crack, okay? Like, half his ass was hanging out. Because, and he was standing. You know, that's sad. I'm not judging him for that. That's sad that he's at a point where he cannot go out into society without his ass crack showing. People are so fucking depressed. People are so fucking unfulfilled, unsatisfied. They're not alive. It's so sad. But it should make you fucking angry what the government has actually done to its own people. You should be fucking angry and use that anger not to protest, because that ain't gonna do shit, but to like take the steps necessary to take back your power and become alive again. Make Australia alive again. I mean, our Anzacs and the dudes that founded this place were fucking brave, hard men. I mean, they were tough as nails. And now look at them. They're like, they're more feminine. The guys these days are more feminine than me. And like, I am probably more of a masculine kind of woman. I mean, I look feminine, but I have like a masculine personality probably, because that's just my astrological chart. But fucking hell, you know, testosterone levels have been dropping dramatically since the 80s. Why? Well, body moisturizer, your shampoo, all your body care, perfume. Look at the ingredients, right? And become determined to find the truth of what is in it and why. You do that and you will become a full-blown conspiracy theorist, because you realize that, hang on, there's fucking poison in my fucking toothpaste and my fucking moisturizer, my everything. There's poison. Why would the cosmetics companies put poison in them? Why? Is it not regulated? And you continue on this journey of asking questions with an open mind, with this superpower that is curiosity. The cosmetics industry, big pharma, the government are triple teaming, tag teaming to fuck you up. Why? Because there's a lot of money to be made when you are sick. Also, let's go one step further. They don't want a population of, firstly, critical thinkers or strong men, because strong men will revolt. They want weak, docile, feminine men, but you probably won't read your moisturizer because you don't want your bubble to be burst. You don't want to face the possibility that you've been completely lied to, completely screwed the fuck over, and it's going to take a lot of effort to heal yourself, to educate yourself, and to bring yourself back online into the real world. You'd rather just stay in the bubble and watch Netflix and just kill yourself slowly, because life is hard, right? That's what you tell yourself. But that's the thing, life is fucking beautiful if you just try it sometime. I'm not saying this from the space of judgment. I am frustrated, yes, but I say it from love. I say it because I want all of you, my fellow brothers and sisters of the earth, to be happy, to be healthy, to be free. There's enough resources in this world for all of us to live happy, healthy, and free. And any beliefs that are contradictory to that are fucking very misguided. They're just based in lies. The lie that there's not enough to go around.
shoes or Daddy carry? Which one? She's like, this is gonna be so good.
This is a big day for her.
Bye bye. See you next party. Bye, sweetheart. Bye. Have fun tomorrow. Have fun tomorrow. I will. See you. And the cookies. Bye, Millie. Bye. Bye, Heidi. See you next party. I'll see you next party. See you. Dad! Look what I got!
Wow, it's a big one.
Using that pool. By the rocks. Right where he said.
What is it, Dad? Why are you crying? Just happy to see you, boy. I'm happy to see you too.
Here, you try.
Okay. You leave any for me?
Maybe.
Check that out, see?
I see now. I can't save my family by running. This is our home. This is our fortress. This is where we make our stand.
Protect you from paying for my sins.